we want to put that on the side.
What's that? If you want to put my stuff on your side, I want 22.5% of everything you earn for the next 20 years.
We want to alert people.
Nothing.
We want to alert people that they can hassle you.
Oh, thank you.
And give them your email address and telephone number and everything, so they can hassle you. This is cool, this.
There's some nice stuff in there you probably haven't seen.
It is actually.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Tell me about the difference of playing on stage between Kossoff and Townshend.
What do you mean the difference?
Tell me the
night and day, isn't it?
Night and day.
Well,
in what way?
Not good and bad, but in it's totally different kettle of fish, isn't it? I mean, one of them plays English blues, you know, like blues, and the other one, Pete, plays English sort of mod music, I guess, isn't it? R&B. R&B, you know. R&B, Pete Townshend, blues, Paul Kossoff.
Are there any distinctive differences in regards to playing with them on stage that you like or dislike?
Yeah, I suppose both of them are sort of dynamically exciting, but Pete more in an outwardly way, energetically moving around a lot, and Kossoff was more energetic in his face. It was almost like his face was transformed into his guitar, and then the expressions on his face were joined with his guitar, but he didn't jump around or anything.
So the guitar was part of him, whereas Townshend, it's more like a job in some respects when he picks up his guitar.
More like a tool.
More like a tool.
But with Kossoff, the guitar was more like he was wearing a pair of shoes. It was like part of his body.
He was more comfortable with it.
But that's not saying that Pete isn't comfortable with the guitar, but Pete sort of, it's sort of like Pete is multi-instrumentalist, and the guitar is another musical tool that he can use to express himself.
Do you think that's because Pete is more of an artist and a songwriter?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Kossoff didn't write that many songs that I know of, but he contributed. Identifiable sound to other people's songs.
So it became a part of the songs that people wrote for him.
When he played a solo on your song, it was like he wrote that. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't like he's jamming on your song. He's writing, he's scoring the guitar part, if you know what I mean.
How about his association with his fans and audience? Is there a difference between him and other people that you played with?
Well,
in regards to Kossoff, yeah.
Not really. I mean, if you have fans and they like what you do, then they're just as valuable and viable as any other artist are. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm a 100% believer in fans, because that's why I email all the fans. If somebody emails me, they get an email back. Not that, mind you, I don't get millions of them like some people probably do, and they probably don't have time to email them all, but I mean, fortunately for me, the amount I get, I can actually physically answer. And it makes me feel good when they respond, and a lot of times they say, I can't believe you emailed back. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They said, you're one of the few guys I've ever written to that actually answered. So, I mean, I don't like the idea of, if you can email or answer back, then you should, because, you know, they're interested.
Because they took the time to go ahead and write in the first place.
They're interested in you, and you should be lucky. You know what I mean?
How about set lists, for instance, in regards to free on stage? Were you a part of editing or adding to the set list on a night?
No, definitely not. The set list is made up between Pete and Roger.
I'll pause that.
Yeah, so
Is Rabbit? There he is!
Hello, mate.
Hey!
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm just doing a quick interview. What was that last question? Something about the set list?
Yeah, tell me about, if you had a choice of adding something to the Who's set list or excluding it, what would it be?
Is Pete going to see this?
No, not unless he checks the site.
Well, there's, you know, Pete's such a prolific writer that there's even McCartney, for example. I use McCartney as an example. He writes fantastic songs. But even him, some of the songs I don't really like. But that's to be expected because I don't like every song Mozart wrote or Beethoven. But they're so great that they write everything. So that it's not likely that you're going to like every piece of music that they ever write. You know what I mean? And it applies in this. There are songs that I don't really enjoy playing that much, but well, let me put it this way: there are songs that we play that I find sometimes a struggle night to night to come up with something to add. One song probably I could use as an example would be "The Kids Are All Right." It's quite difficult because I'm not sure whether there's a piano on that originally on the recording. And if it's not, and I'm playing a piano on it, I have to invent something every night. And it's one of my least favorite songs. So it's hard to invent something, create something that's interesting on a song that really isn't one of your favorites.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's understandable.
And there's a few songs that are like that in the set. I won't go into any of the others, but there are some.
True.
But that's a good example that I have to work a little harder every gig. And some nights, if I'm not feeling very creative, I just play minimal, or sometimes I don't play at all.
Sure.
It depends on, if I have to be, some songs lend yourself to, oh boy, this is fun, I'm going to create something nice here. And some songs don't, you know what I mean? So the ones that don't, I have to work harder at.